This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here, and welcome back to Fortnite Save the World, and welcome to a highly requested, highly anticipated video, something that you guys have been asking me over and over to make. This is going to be my top 5 favorite schematics in Save the World. Yes, finally guys, I'm going to break them down. I'm going to talk to you guys about my top 5 favorite schematics weapons in Save the World. Now, I'm not going to include mythic weapons in this one. I might add at the end a couple of honorable mentions, but we're going to focus on the top 5 I've been playing since day one, including my all-time favorite. You guys know what it is. A lot of you guys know the MVP, the VIP. We're going to talk about it, guys. We're going to break them down. I'm going to show you guys how I built them, why they're my favorite. So get ready, guys. Get comfy. This is going to be an awesome video. But first, I just want to say thank you to all you watching. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you very much for supporting. Thank you much for everything. You guys are amazing. And I want to give a huge, gigantic thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey. With thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video freelancing, and more, including things like thumbnail making. They have video editing and a lot of different classes on things that would pertain to someone like me who is a content creator. I stream, I make YouTube videos. So if you are interested in that, you can definitely check these out. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. And thanks to Skillshare, huge thanks to them. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 2-month free trial of premium membership so they can explore their creativity. And Skillshare has inspired me to create my own Skillshare classes. Yes, I will be introducing several different content creating classes of my own, starting with something I'm always talked about, my Pigginatti cursor that's right there over my head. So what I'm going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to be making some classes. I'm going to show you guys a little b-roll right there of how I make my cursors and how I design other cursors. That right there is going to be a Pigginatti coink, which is going to be really fun, and that's going to be in one of the videos. So make sure to click the link down below. That's all the sneak peek you guys get, and join and keep an eye out for my classes. I'm going to be making classes on streaming, content creating, video making, how I make my videos, thumbnails, including a lot of things that people constantly ask me when they come into the stream. They say, what advice do I have for someone who's new to streaming or new to doing YouTube? So I'm going to be making videos on that and so much more. So get out there, join Skillshare, be creative, and have fun. And of course, a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. So let's jump back into it, guys. Here we go. We are going to start. Oh man, I don't even know where to start. Okay, so we're gonna start with the weapon that is on screen right now. This is the Founder's Blazing Masamune. Now, for a lot of you guys, you may not know how you can get this weapon. The Blazing Masamune is a weapon that was only available in the Founders Packs. Now, as you guys can see, it's called the Founders Blazing Masamune. Currently in the game, I don't know if it's going to be available again. I really hope it will, or a version of it will, because it is just a fantastic weapon. First of all, it looks incredible. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And for me personally, I prefer, a lot of you guys will know this, I prefer speed over damage a lot of times. So many times when I am, fighting or doing different things in Save the World, I tend to go for speed, both in weapon and, melee weapons and in ranged weapons. Now, the Masamune is a melee weapon. So as you guys can see here, I have it built to triple attack speed and life leech. Now, the point of this is to get that DPS. Now, a lot of you guys know my setup that I use, which is the Immortal Peliluna, and keep an eye out. There'll be a video soon talking about my favorite setups. And with that setup, I'm looking to stack as much damage as I can as quickly as I can. That's why I do the triple attack speed. Very important for me. So that's how I build it right there. If you guys want to check the different perks you can do it, you can only make it fire. Unfortunately, its special is, or its passive perk is, after 6 hits, trigger an explosion, dealing 106% weapon damage in a 0.5 tile radius. Triple speed right there. Life leech, yes, you can build it critical. You can build it many different ways, but personally for me, I prefer to build it in this way. The next weapon we're going to look at is, let's take a look at, well, let's get the melee weapons out of the way first. So the next weapon that I think is a must-have, my favorite weapon, is going to be the Baron. Now, as you guys can see here, I haven't even finished working on my Baron. I know it's horrible, but the Baron is more of a utility weapon for me, but it's something that I think is my favorite. It's one of my top favorites because you can run with it. A lot of you guys have seen whenever I have it on in game, you are running so very fast because it gives you the capacity to have the triple movement speed. Now my movement speed isn't even maxed out, and you know what we're going to do? In this video, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to max it out because I've been meaning to do this forever. So there we go. It's done there. You know what? I'm going to give it an attack speed, and you know what? Actually, I don't really care about the damage. I don't really look to do damage with this weapon, but you know what? Just to make it look all pretty and beautiful, there we go. Finally, in this video, I finally went ahead and finished working on my Baron. I do like the Baron for the speed here. I wouldn't mind doing a life leech, but again, the purpose of this weapon is not to really fight. I have the nature on it because it looks really cool, all, you know, the electricity and the nature energy surrounding it. And yeah, it's a beautiful weapon, guys. It looks amazing, and it is a utility weapon. I highly recommend you get it. You guys know that there are substitutes for it. Nothing that has the, is there some, I think there might be something that does have the triple attack speed, but currently in the game, it is the most beautiful weapon to run fast. So there you go with the triple movement speed. Let's continue with, oh man, this is going a lot faster than I thought, but I want to keep this concise and to the point. Let's keep going with, well, you know what? I want to do this one. All right, let's talk about the Pulsar 9000. So the Pulsar 9000, and this is what makes the last four weapons. So the Masamune is very much a weapon that you only get the max. Well, actually, you can use it with anyone, but you get the max, like you really see it shine when you use a ninja that stacks a lot of damage, and also you really see it shine against nature enemies. If you have nature enemies, it's just gonna melt them like a hot knife, like a laser knife or a laser sword through butter. But if you take it against other enemies, it's gonna do less and less damage. Against fire enemies, it's not that great. And if you happen to take it against a water enemy, ooh, you're not going to do any damage at all. And this is where the next few weapons on the list come into play. The last three weapons, we're going to call them. The top three weapons here, these three weapons, I classify them as, you want to call them S rank, you want to call them God tier, you want to, whatever you want to call them. These three weapons have the capacity to do immense amounts of damage. It doesn't matter what setup you have. If you're in a constructor setup, a soldier setup, outlander, ninja, it doesn't matter. You guys are constantly going to see me using these weapons. And we're going to start with the Pulsar 9000. Now the Pulsar 9000 unfortunately was only available, or is only available, from the X-Ray Llamas. I did happen to get another one. I'm going to be making another one that's going to be Obsidian or Bright Core. This one currently is Sunbeam, but I want a Bright Core one just because for me it's easier to get Bright Core. I just seem to get more Bright Core, and I want to build it in that way. I want to go more fire rate. I love speed. But the Pulsar 9000, currently this one I have it set to energy, critical rating, reload speed, critical damage, and critical rating. This weapon is incredible. Critical hits cause 7 exploding projectiles scattered to surrounding area, can only occur every 3 seconds. It is, if you build it this way, it's extremely fast. It reloads so fast. The only negative of this weapon is the short range. So you only have a 1024 range. You have to have the enemies pretty close to you. And you guys know sometimes having enemies a little too close can be really, really bad for you and bad for your health. So, but regardless of that, the Pulsar 9000 is absolutely one of the greatest weapons in this game. I use it constantly. I can't see myself without it. And if you ever see it in one of the X-Ray Llamas, I highly, highly recommend that you go ahead and get it. Like I said, the only negative of it is the range. So what can we do to combat that range? Well, let's talk about my next favorite weapon, which again, all of these weapons are like, they're all side by side. I'm not really ranking which one I like more than the other ones. They're just all my absolute favorite. And the next one is going to be the one that is going to come to correct that range. And that is the Xenon Bow. The Xenon Bow is the newest weapon on this list, and it is a weapon that was shrouded in mystery when we first got it. We had no clue what it could do or what it was going to do. We still don't know officially what it's supposed to be doing. It is from the Neon set, so it's going to be, you know, with the Neon LMG. Is that called Neon? I think it's called Neon G. And all the neon weapons like that. And some of those, as you guys know, the sniper can see through walls and stuff like that. And they can all do a lot of piercing. This weapon also pierces. And I wish we could see like a little outline. Like I wish when we drew it back, we could see like faint little outlines of our enemies in the distance. This weapon right here comes to fix the whole range problem. So you guys will see me a lot use the Baron in first slot, then I'm using the Pulsar 9000, and then I use the Xenon Bow because I cover all my angles there. I can run fast, I have a little bit of melee damage if I need it, I have the Pulsar 9000 to take care of all the enemies that are close to me, and if I have enemies that are very far from me, I've got the Xenon Bow. The Xenon Bow is absolutely incredible. It's outstanding. It's insane, guys. This is the best weapon. I love this weapon so very much, and like I said, all we know is this: sniper, rifle, bow, neon. Fires an arrow that drops over time. Damage, range, and velocity increase with charge time. Arrow pierces the targets. That's all we know, but there is so much more to this weapon. This weapon has two incredible, awesome hidden perks that I call them. One is that it hits like a truck. It is absolutely incredible. I have pulled with the sniper loadout, I have pulled 1.2 million hit shots. In with the normal setup or with any other loadout, I have been able to do some incredible, just amazing things with it because it hits like 300,000, 700,000. It's an amazing, and I'm talking about enemies, you know, like level 140 enemies. But the other, I guess, the other hidden perk of it is that it doesn't require perfect aim. Now, you guys know I talk about this all the time. I have horrible aim. I am not a good, I'm not good at aiming, and a lot of the bows require precision aiming. They require you to be very, very good at hitting your target. I'm not very good at that, and this weapon has almost like a range, an AoE range. It's like a laser. It will shoot through, and even if your enemy is here and you shoot over here, like, you know, like one body apart, it still gets them. It's incredible. I love it so very much. It is amazing. If you ever see it in one of the llamas, because this one is in the core llamas, it is incredible. I love it. Definitely, I highly recommend that you pick it up. And finally, the last weapon on the list, the last one, the MVP, the VIP. I left this for last because we got to leave the best for last. That is going to be the Zap Zapp. Now, the Zap Zapp, I know a lot of people might be like, I don't know what's going on here. Why is he talking about the Zap Zapp? It's, you know, it's not an amazing weapon, you might think, and I understand that this weapon has been around since the beginning of the game, and I just happened to find it by chance. I believe I don't remember how long I've loved this weapon, but believe you me, this is my top favorite weapon. A lot of times people ask me, what weapon do I recommend? And unfortunately, it used to be incredible. I used to be able to use this weapon against level 140 enemies in a 144 man zone, and it could take out anything from, you know, like even like a lobber down to a mini husk. It could take them out in one hit. Oh, or a pitcher as well, or the shooter ones, the cowboy ones. So it used to be able to take them all out in one, but then they nerfed it a little bit, so it's not, I can't recommend it for the entire game. I can only recommend it for a little bit in the game. Well, no, actually I can recommend it for a lot in the game. I would say if you want a weapon that is going to do amazing damage, it's going to back you up, it's going to be your faithful friend all the way up to about, I would say level 116 in the game, you know, around there. 108, let's say 108, between 108 and 116. It's going to be amazing up till then. After that, in the higher levels and the end game in Twine, I wouldn't totally recommend it. It's still amazing, but it's not going to have that amazing overpowering damage. And what makes this weapon incredible, and what I've classified it as forever, is it's like a It's like a handheld launcher. It's an incredible weapon, has a really long range, and all you have to do is, actually the range only says 256, but it feels like a lot more than that. All you have to do is aim for a group of enemies. If you aim at the floor of a group of enemies, it'll wipe them out. Now the only negative is, yes, it does use energy cells, so you're going to be using a lot of those batteries. But now that they have fixed a little bit more of the batteries, all you got to do is go punch cars for a couple of days and you'll have plenty of batteries. So this is my top favorite weapon. If you are looking, if you're struggling a little bit at the early game, mid game even, I recommend get yourself a Zap Zapp. The incredible thing about the Zap Zapp is you can actually just get it from the collection book. So if you go to the collection book, you go to range weapons, you go to pistols over here, it's going to be right down here, right down next to the space pistol. So all you got to do there is go ahead and research it. You can research it and get yourself one, and you can work it. The final thing I would say is how you build it. Now, personally for me, I've built it like this, which got energy, of course, fire rate, reload, magazine size, and damage to miss monsters. The fire rate, reload, and magazine size, I know it might sound a little weird, but if you use that exact combination, it gives you just enough of reload of shooting. It's perfectly balanced. It's a weapon that, yes, I actually have one that is Sunbeam that I have as critical. It does way more damage. That one actually does. That one's really good in the end game as well, but I miss that tiny little bit of reload and fire rate. I really do miss it. It's just not enough. So maybe I would recommend using a Sunbeam one with critical build in, in the high levels, and using this one in the rest of the game. But that's it, guys. I know this took way too long to make, guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you all, guys. I really wanted to do this. These are my top 5 weapons. Oh, honorable mentions, just to let you guys know, the Storm King's Fury and the Storm King's Ravager. They are 2 amazing melee weapons. I'm not going to go really in depth on them right now because they are not weapons that are available easily to everyone. They are end game weapons. I do recommend you wait till the end game once you're past Twine, you've done everything, you're getting close to that level 130, and you want a good challenge. You want to challenge yourself to get these weapons. I highly recommend. The mythic weapons are mythic for a reason. They are amazing. But those other 5 weapons that I showed you guys, those are my top favorite. Apart from the Founders, the Masamune and the Pulsar 9000, those are the only 2 that are a little difficult to get. The other ones, well, of course, the Zap Zapp, you can just recruit it. The Xenon should be in the llamas, so you just got to keep a keen eye out and hope that you get one. And the Baron, it keeps coming back. And there's other substitutes for speed as well, but that one's just more of a utility one for me. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so very much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Thank you. I appreciate it so very much. Check out the link down below, guys. Thank you very much for everything, guys. As always, if you guys enjoy this video, if you enjoy what I do on my channel, please do me a huge favor and have yourself a fantastic day. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.